welcome back to my channel, The Anonymous Budgeter. If you guys are new here, welcome, and if you are back for another video, thank you guys so much for checking out the channel. I really do appreciate it. If you guys are interested in seeing me do my budget for my paycheck number 2 for the month of April, please stay tuned and let's get right into the video. As I mentioned earlier, we are doing a budget breakdown for paycheck number 2. Today's currently Wednesday, April 18th. I already know what I'm getting paid. Tomorrow my paycheck will be deposited, but for my employer, they let us know what like our pay stub, or they release the pay stub the Wednesday before we get paid. So when I check my pay stub, my actual amount is actually $3,223.66, which I'm really excited for because a few months ago I did my I guess my annual evaluation and I got a little raise, which, you know, I'm super grateful for. It's not that much, but you know, every little bit counts, especially because if you're new here, I'm on a debt-free journey to pay off over $160,000 of student loan debt. Yes, you heard that right. And even though that number is really scary, I'm in a season where I'm like really kind of like excited to pay it off. I don't have any extra side hustle. There's no like rich uncle or anything like that. I'm definitely on a single income and I have no kids. And for me, like if you just want to know a little bit about me, like I moved back home in order for me to save up a little bit more, because while I was living on my own, I didn't have a roommate, but it was kind of really tight. I didn't have a lot of margin in my budget, so I decided to move back home to save more so that I can throw more money into my debt payment, and that is completely okay. I like to think I'm a millennial boomer, meaning like I'm in my late 30s, but I'm still, you know, trying to pay off student debt. And yeah, that's just part of my story and I'm really excited for it. So thank you guys for being here, and let me just go through the breakdown of the budget with you guys, because I actually set everything up so we can just do it together. So whenever I do a budget, I always budget for like $3,000, which is kind of like the minimum that I get. And then when I, you know, see my pay stub on Wednesday, I'll get the actual, which is usually just a couple hundred, well, $100 or $200 more than what I actually budget. But I always start off with like my actual budget amount as $3,000, and this savings of $4,751, this is actually a deposit from all my cash envelopes from 3 years ago, but I never unstuffed them, and so I'm definitely throwing all of that into my student loan, which I'm really excited for, because I had a goal of putting a minimum of $3,000 towards my student loan. So I'm excited that that will all go towards the loan, so yay for me. So the total is going to be $7,751 that we're going to be working with. When I get a deposit, I always have an auto save coming out of my account. So I have this thing set up with Chase where whenever I get a deposit, it could be literally $1. They take out a percentage and put towards my savings, which is pretty cool because I've never once had like an overdraft for that or anything like that, and I don't even feel it. And it's a really great way for you to save, especially if you have, you know, sometimes it's hard for you to kind of go in and actually save, or if you're always someone that goes into your savings and takes money out. If you automate your savings, that's a really great way for you to, you know, kind of save, like if you want to save $1,000 or save up for an emergency fund. So that's really good. Automating savings is the key for everything, honestly, like investments, whatever you want to do. I always say automate the savings. So I have an auto save of like $150. So that total for here is $150 because I don't anticipate any other savings coming out. And so after I subtract the $150 from my total income, I will be left with $7,601. I'll wait until the actual amount comes out and then I'll fill this in. But if I have any other deposits coming through, so let me put like a miscellaneous category here, because you never know, could have some miscellaneous income come through. So yeah, so we'll just do that here, and then I'll just leave that like that. So we have $7,601 to work with. So in regards to my bills, I do have some fixed expenses coming out before the end of the month. So I always try to budget for like the bills for May, for the next month, I guess. So May is actually going to be a 3 paycheck month, and I'm getting paid on the 5th or the 3rd, something like somewhere around there. So what I decided to do is just actually put my Patreon bill. So I'll just keep that on the side. It probably won't get taken off, to be honest, for when I do my budget closeout, because this is for the month of April, but I just like putting it there to account for it as a placeholder, so I know that I have to be careful with my account and make sure that I at least have $8 in my account for like the next month. But that'll be accounted for in my rollover budget, so don't worry about that. And then I also have a Google Drive, I guess, subscription, coming out this month, which is going to be $22. I think this is for like extra storage. So yeah, annually $22. Then I have $100 coming out for family, and then my HP Ink is $9. It's probably closer to like $8 or $7, $7 or $8, but I just put $9. And so for all of this, the total is going to be $139, and the balance that I am left with is going to be $7,462. So yeah, so it's looking really good. I'm super excited that I still am in the 7,000. So hopefully we can keep the goal is having expenses low so that we can put a lot more towards student loans. So let's move on to my variables. So for my tithes, I do give 10% to my church, so to the Lord, give him what is due, because this is not my money. I'm just trying to manage it the best way I know how. So for my tithes, I'm in a budget $300 this month. For gas, well, not this month, but for this paycheck, I'm going to budget $195. And then for groceries, I'm also going to budget $225. SunPass is getting $50. Eating out, I'm giving myself $15. Shopping, we are getting $50. FPL is going to get another $50. And for my 52 weeks envelope savings, that's going to get $106. I don't budget anything for miscellaneous. And then for my buffer, I want to have $70 left in my account. Now for my gas, I budget most of these these two categories weekly. So groceries, I'm thinking I'm gonna give myself between $70 to $75, and all these all the categories with this little envelope icon, my little tiny envelope symbols that I made, those are actually going to be cash envelopes. So this month, or for this paycheck, I'm only cash stuffing 4 categories. Groceries, I'm trying to do a weekly grocery budget for myself. Like I mentioned earlier, I do live back home with my family, so it's a lot easier for me in terms of like I have home cooked meals. I'm eating at home more, so I rarely go out to eat, which is such a huge difference from like when I lived on my own. But it's so easy to overspend at the grocery store, not meaning to, because inflation, prices in the grocery store, definitely everything went up. So I like to kind of allocate at least $70 to $75 a week and stick to that. That's why I'm doing cash now, because for the rest of the month I've allocated, I think it's $70 or $75 when I break that down. But yeah, so we're definitely going to play it by ear and do weekly grocery budgeting and also do cash, because I feel like when I do it electronically with my card, it's so easy for me to overspend and be like, I'll just charge it to my debit card. And moving forward, I've noticed, especially for this month, the budget is really, really tight, because when I tell you every extra money is going towards student loans, it's going towards student loans. So there's really not a lot of margin for me to be like, I can afford an extra $20, $25. Like, I have to be on top of it. So that's why also too I put a little buffer in there, because just in case I have like an overspend or something. So what happened to me last week was that I had a budget in my in my category from the previous paycheck for gifts for one of my friends, because she was she had surgery and I wanted to get her flowers. So another friend of mine, we went half on it and we got her the flowers, and I had the $150 in my budget, but I don't know what happened, you guys. I completely didn't allocate for that when I did like my little mini check-ins. And so the budget is so tight this week because I spent $75 on the flowers for her, because like I said, I went half with my friend. And I'm just like, so yeah, so it's really tight and I have to not forget things, because I really did forget it, and that was my bad for not going back to my previous budget. So yeah, so I say all of this to say is that the budget is really tight, just because, you know, every money, all the dollars, everything has to be accounted for. It's basically a zero-based budget, and that will help me to stay accountable. So yeah, so I'm just trying to make sure that I'm not going to, you know, overspend in like things like groceries and like eating out and things like that. So I'm really trying to stay focused and be stick to the budget, you know, and not cheat. So so that's why I'm doing groceries in cash, because honestly this is the category I feel like a lot of us struggle with, and we can tend to overspend pretty easily. And then for shopping, I just put $50 in that one, because I may do I may buy some things on Amazon. Like I do want to get a mic for my phone. So yeah, so I put $50 there just in case. And then you know that I'm saving my 52 weeks envelope challenge, because I am saving that for my vacation for next year. I do plan to go home. You guys, I have not taken out my pictures. My hair is a hot mess. I had my hair in like 2-strand twists. I undid my hair on Wednesday because I was off Wednesday and Thursday, which is today's Thursday, and I just haven't done anything to it. So but my goal is to get it done, to take my pictures by the end of April. So the month is still young, I still have time, so I'm not sweating it. But the only thing is I need to figure out what to do for my hair. So yeah, because I have to go to work tomorrow. But for everything for this category, which is my variable expenses, everything comes out to $1,069. And if I subtract that from the balance of $7,462, that leaves me with $6,393. And so moving on to the debt section. So because like I mentioned, I am focusing on debt, my nail net payment came out yesterday and it was like a $308. But when I do my monthly budget, I really do want $450 to come out to get paid towards it, like the minimum. So I'm putting $142 to make up for that $140. And then this is like the extra money that I have from my cash stuffing, so that's $4,751. I'm also making an extra payment of $1,500, just because like I mentioned, every dollar has a name. And so when I did this budget, everything extra should add up to a zero-based budget. So when I total everything up for my debt, I have $6,393. And would you look at that, that's exactly what I have balance. And so my balance is zero, and it's a zero-based budget. I don't do sinking funds on here. Technically these can be considered sinking funds, but I'm not really saving or anything like that, so I don't really consider this as sinking funds. So yeah, so this is basically how I do my budget. And as always, you guys always have to show you my little cheat sheets that I work with. So yeah, so this is the budget for paycheck number 2. I was really trying hard to figure out if I have like any upcoming expenses. I pray to God that I don't have anything crazy coming up, because I tried to think of everything. And so this should hold me over until the next month. Because like I said, May is a 3 paycheck month, and I'm really hoping that I can put that one extra payment in the month completely towards my student loans, and also a little bit extra from like the regular 2 paychecks that I get. So I'm really trying to hit the goal of paying $10,000 every quarter, because that will push me towards paying like $40,000 towards my student loan, which will be amazing. I've been telling myself I want to get this whole process done in 2 years, but we'll see. It's looking more like 4 years, to be honest, but we'll see how it goes. And then yeah, so actually what I do next is, because I do have I guess cash envelope categories, I'll go ahead and fill these out, because I do have to go to the bank, but I'll most likely go to the bank on Monday. So for eating out, I allotted $15. For groceries, I had given myself $225. FPL was getting $50, and then my 52-week savings was getting $106. So how is everyone doing? I hope everyone's having a great week. I worked Monday and Tuesday, and work was just a lot. I couldn't wait to be off because it was just really stressful and very much annoying. So I was just like, you know what, I'm over it. And then my FPL is getting $50, and then for my 52 weeks, I'm going to do 6 ones and 2 50s. And then for groceries, I'm probably going to be doing 20s, 10s, and 5. So I'll give myself, let's see. Okay, so I'm back. I was like, wait, this looks wrong. So this actually has to be 5 because it's $100. Because I'm not using any ones. So yeah, so I'll just do 20s, 50s, 10s, and 5s, and that should be fine. So everything should add up. Actually, let's go ahead and count it out. And so for a $1 bill, we're actually going to do 6 $1 bills. We're going to do 2 $5 bills, 3 10s, 5 20s, and 5 50s, and there's going to be no $100 bills. So let me just go ahead and add up the totals. So my total for all my cash envelopes is going to be $396. And then we're just going to do the budget summary. For my total income, we said the total income was $7,751. My total expenses, that would be, if I add up my fixed expenses plus my miscellaneous, or my variable expenses, sorry, so that would be $1,208. Savings, we are just doing $150. And then for my debt, the total payment towards my debt is going to be $6,393. Hopefully that all goes fine. And then there's nothing for sinking fund. And then my cash envelopes, I don't have like a separate cash envelope categories. I just use these 4 categories to do breakdown for my cash envelope. So this does not go here because that would be like double counting. And then my final balance, if I do 7751 minus 1208, okay, so the final balance is going to be $0. I had to recalculate it because I got -3, so I was like, what's going on? So that is a zero-based budget. My goals for the last 2 weeks of April, or the ending of the month of April, which is really going by super fast, is just to, be consistent with my budget, to definitely try not to overspend, because as you can see, the budget is tight. Okay, the budget is really tight. I just hope and pray that I don't make any unexpected Dollar Tree runs, but that's what the little mini buffer is here for. So a little $20 at a Dollar Tree never hurt anybody. I don't know why my mom, I think, put me on Dollar Tree, and I just have like, I'm just obsessed. So, but I'm really just trying to plan everything out and be consistent and just stick to the budget and not over budget. I know for the month of May, I'm going to be doing my May budget breakdown, and I'm already starting to sit down and think of the things coming up in May, because I know I have a cousin one of my cousins, his birthday's in May. It's going to be Mother's Day. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff coming up. And then my mom's like, oh, I want to I want like stuff from Sephora, and I'm like, Sephora, like who are you right now? So hopefully I can just spend $100. So I'm gonna look for like skincare stuff because I think that's really what she wants. I had some makeup that I had left behind when I moved out, and I don't know how she got into my stuff, and she got a NARS like lip thing, and she's like, this one is my favorite, and I'm like, girl, do you know how much NARS lip products cost? So yeah, so I'm gonna try to hunt down that lip product that she really likes. It's like this really nice burgundy red color, so I'm gonna see if I can get that, get some skincare stuff for her, and set old girl up for her Mother's Day, and treat her like the queen that she is. And she knows that I do videos, and she's like, I want to see your videos, and I'm like, first of all, no. Because I know my mom, I know she's gonna be like, you talk too much, which I do, but she loves when people just like get to the point of the video, and I'm like, mommy, like, it's budgeting, you have to talk to people and see how they're doing and all that good stuff. So I hope you guys are doing well. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hopefully it was short and sweet. Hope you guys have an excellent weekend, because the weekend is coming up. I will be working, getting the bag, but it's all good because I'll be off on Monday and Tuesday, so I'm excited for that. So hope you guys have a wonderful day. Don't forget to do your budget. Don't forget to also plan ahead, because May's upon us. Also, Mother's Day is coming up, so friendly reminder to prepare for that if you do have loved ones or friends, coworkers that you can celebrate that with. Yeah, and so have a wonderful day, guys. I will catch you in the next video. Bye.